Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. We're live on YouTube, and my name is Pat Spence, and I'm with One Source Tax Solutions. We've been around for a number of years, and our main objective is to help our small business clients with their back end maintenance, including their tax forms, tax strategies, tax preparation. And tax planning, along with some bookkeeping. Um, Today, we wanted to talk about the new, not the new law, but the law that's going to become effective come 1 January of 2024. And it's with and I've got some notes here that I want to keep referring to, the Corporate Transparency Act. And you know that old saying that some people can make a big mess for everyone else. Those that don't want to do right, those that don't want to follow the rules and the laws and do things by the book, they can make it bad for everything else, for everyone else or all other businesses. Well, what has happened is that you have a lot of businesses that are hiding and stealing and laundering and just doing all types of illegal activity under the guise of an LLC. So what's going to become effective 1 January of 2024 is that all businesses, LLCs, corporations, there's about 23 businesses that won't fall under this law. But if you are, you will be required to fill out what's called a BOI. And what the BOI is a beneficial ownership information. And that includes anyone that has an LLC to where they own more than 25% of that business, to where they have a beneficial interest in that business. And what this BOI will do, you're going to be required to fill that document out. That document will be sent to FinCEN. And FinCEN is the Financial Crimes Enforcement. And what they do is they oversee. Now, a lot of this information is just coming to me. So do your due diligence. Anything or any information that I give you, do your due diligence. All of these are under the government websites. So FinCEN, FINCEN.gov, BOI, and then the CTA, the Corporate Transparency Act. That Corporate Transparency Act is what's going to allow all businesses to be revealed and to show themselves. Once you fill that document out, that document will go into a database that will be controlled by FinCEN, and FinCEN is in turn going to align their records up along with the IRS records. And then they're going to compare. So anyone that hasn't filed with the IRS, but they have not filed with FinCEN, filed that BOI document, they're going to receive a $500 fine per day, up to $10,000, and a 2-year jail sentence. So they're getting very serious about who is doing business and if they are a legitimate business. They are trying to weed out all of the illegal businesses, all the illegal activity that's going on that's hiding themselves up under an LLC. So if you have an LLC that you have filed with the Secretary of State, the Secretary of State of your state, they will also become involved with that as well, because all of your businesses are supposed to be filed with the Secretary of State. So any business that has been filed with the Secretary of State, as I say, they will get involved as well. So they're going to make sure that your business has been filed with each and every company across the board. So if your LLC was filed prior to January 1, 2024, then you will have up until January 1st, 2025 to file that BOI. Okay? If your business was filed as of 1 January 2024, you will have 30 days. But I think they've extended it to 90 days, excuse me, up to 90 days in which you are to file. If you have an LLC that's just been laying dormant, that LLC doesn't make any money, or that LLC is just basically inactive, then you will need to file, and you don't plan on using it. Like within the last 12 months, that LLC couldn't have made any kind of money or been active of any sort. So if that is the case and you don't plan on using it, then you need to file a dissolution. You have to dissolve that business. So just keep in mind that any LLC that you have, you're going to have to file that BOI. That BOI will in turn go to FinCEN. And then FinCEN in turn is going to match their database up along with the IRS to see if you have in fact filed. It's a stiff penalty, and it's not worth it. If your business is legitimate and if your business is illegitimate, then there should be no problem or nothing wrong with you setting that up. Now, you can set that BOI up yourself. And let me tell you, and it's an e-file, electronically filed document. So it has not come out yet. The FinCEN has not released that document yet, so it won't be released until the 1st of January. So if you plan on doing it yourself, I would advise you to get with someone that is very, very familiar with this new regulation. And it's not new per se because it's been ongoing for about the last couple of years. They are enforcing it now. And they are enforcing it again as of 1 January 2024. And they're enforcing it with the stiff penalty for not filing. So definitely keep that in mind. Our business, we have One Source Tax Solutions. We have partnered with some companies that will file those documents for you. So if that is the case, then definitely get in touch with us so that we can keep you in compliance. With everything that you do, there's rules, there's laws, there's regulations, there's policies, there's procedures that you have to file to keep your business legit. Again, if you are a legitimate business, then this is one more thing that you have to do to keep your business in check. So I did want to come out here for just a few minutes and mention that. Let's see what else we have here. Another thing too, when you file that BOI and it goes to FinCEN, then what they're going to do is they're going to give you an ID, an identifier that's unique to your business. And then what that number will do, just like your Social Security number, just like your employee identification number, just like any number that is solely designates you or your business, they're going to give you a identifier number that will say, this is One Source Tax Solutions. This is this business. This is that business. So you will have a number that will identify you and tie back to you. Okay. Some of the businesses that will be exempt from this, as I say, there's 23 of those businesses. And I don't have all of them, 23 of them committed to memory, but most of them are going to be your big corporations, those that their gross monies exceed $5 million. Your nonprofits, your banks, anything or any business that's required to stay in regulation with the government or whomever, your securities and exchange and all of that. Any business that already has to stay in compliance to stay afloat or to stay in business, those are the ones that more than likely will be exempt. Let's see what other notes that I have. Yeah. Again, I've partnered with some businesses, and what they do is we have a package called company maintenance. And what that company maintenance does is it keeps track of all of your operating agreements, your incorporated acts, your anything that's required for you to maintain that LLC. They will keep track of it. They will keep track of your state filings and things like that. Your refilings with the city to keep your or the state, I'm sorry, to keep your business afloat. That fee will more than likely say be like $199. It will also include filing that BOI. So again, get in touch with us if you need someone. But if you have a tax preparer or a CPA or an enrolled agent, someone should have told you about this already. And if not, you will start hearing more and more about this service, or I should say this requirement to keep your business in check. Keep in mind of those the penalties for not doing it, and the penalty again is if you're an LLC before January 1st, 2024, you need to file before, or you'll have up until January 1st, 2025 to file. I know I started off on the penalty part, but I do want to go back and talk about when you need to file. So that way that you'll know when these penalties can and will kick in. So if your LLC was set up before January 1st of 2024, you have 1 year to file, which means you would have had to file that BOI prior to or before 1 January of 2025. So I would think that your penalties and the won't kick in until that second day after the 1st of 2025. Okay. If you're an LLC that files on 1 January 2024, you're going to have 30 days. They've extended it out to 90, I believe. So you figure on that 91st day, once it's deemed that your business has not filed the BOI, then your penalties will kick in that next day. If you have an inactive LLC and you do not dissolve it, then your penalties will kick in as well. If you have a business that has multiple LLCs, then that business will need to have a BOI for each and every one. So if it has LLC attached to the business name, you need to file a BOI. And that's a beneficial, that is a beneficial ownership information. And all that document is doing is making the parties involved, FinCEN, aware that you are a business, a legitimate business. And again, what they're trying to do is cut out all these illegal businesses. And they also include child trafficking, include drugs, anything that's hidden, that they hide themselves to where they do illegal activity. And you'd be surprised as to what people will do. Maybe you won't, but people do all kind of things, and that's how they hide their money. They hide their money under a so-called legitimate business when they're performing illegal activity. So, they just spoiling for us all. But again, if you have a legitimate business and you are legitimately trying to have a business, then it should be no problem with you filling out that BOI. There's no cost. You can do it yourself, but make sure, because they're going to require your name, your address, your social security number. They're going to require all the information that is going to get them to the individual behind the LLC. Okay. So if you are a business and you've established an LLC, the LLC, it separates your personal from your business, but you are part of that LLC as a member or a manager, and you own more than 20% or have more than 25% interest in that business, you will be required to fill out a BOI. So just keep all of that in mind. Again, you can get in touch with us, One Source Tax Solutions, via email, via text. I'll give you our number. Our number is 866-572-3567. You can get in touch with us, and then we can definitely help you out with getting those documents filed. Okay. All righty. Well, again, I wanted to get that information out. I'm hearing more and more about it, and wanted to make sure that I get in touch with all of my business clients and those, they get in touch with their business clients, and let's make this a domino effect. Some people may not have heard about it, and so we don't want that penalty to stiff anyone. We don't want that penalty to come against someone because they did not know. So let's get the information out. Let's tell everyone who has a business, be it brick and mortar, be it a home-based business, if you have LLC attached to your business name, you need to fill that BOI out. Okay? Get in touch with me again for any questions. I'll do my best to get the answer for you. And let's continue to legitimize our businesses. Let's continue to make sure that we check all the boxes off as far as keeping our businesses compliant. Okay? So thank you so much. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll continue next week. Today's lesson was going to be on the Schedule C, along with some credit information, but I thought I would forego that. I felt as though this was more important than that, Let's get the word out. Let's get the word out to each and every one. Anyone that's thinking about becoming an LLC, don't let these processes hinder you from becoming an LLC. It's just one of those things where you check the box off as far as being a business owner. Okay? Thank you so much. God bless you all, and take care. Again, our number, let me give it to you again, is 866-572-3567. And if you wish to email us with your questions, our email is pat@patspence.com. Thank you so very much again, and God bless you all. Bye-bye.